Right. Hello, welcome to another episode of PaystreakTV. I'm your prospector, Chris. We are on the Mohican again. So we had to find a place with a whole bunch of little small speck gold, so that we can take our old snail. Yeah, we got a snail in a pail here. Look at that. Fits in a pail too. Yeah, we want to prove this, so we come to a place that we know there's a lot of small flakes. We're probably gonna, it's like we got a whole bunch of stuff piling up behind this little rock wall thing here. So we're gonna take that, we're gonna classify it down, and then we're gonna feed the snail and probably do one bucket at a time and do a cleanup. See if there's anything in there. So we're gonna get set up, and we'll set up the snail, and we'll be back in a bit. Alright, we're back on PaystreakTV. Got the snail set up. You know, up front here the flow is real nice. I gave it a little ramp. Sometimes you gotta make your own flow a little bit, but other than that, it seems to be okay. I just don't have enough getting all the way through right here to get out the end. I don't know if that's gonna be a big deal or not. I'm gonna keep feeding it because I see my heavies accumulating, and that's all I really care about. If I had just a little bit more current flowing through there, I bet you it would just spit it out just like it did the other day. But it is what it is. What can you do? We're going to keep feeding this thing. Back in a second. Alright, we're back on PaystreakTV. You can see there, I got my flow a little better. The only problem I see is when you're too deep on the back end, you tend to pile up. But it's still making it out eventually. It's just kind of slow. I think if you can keep it just about at the water level or a little bit above and not down inside, you won't have that. But I don't have time to pile up rocks or nothing, so it's good enough. I'm catching what I need to catch, and eventually the tailings work their way out. So okay, we're back on PaystreakTV. Yeah, it looks like most of our regular dirt's worked its way out of this thing, so we're gonna go ahead and clean this up and see what we got. I'm actually gonna dump out the very end of this because I know there's nothing in it, and for the last 2 days I've been panning that and finding nothing, so I'm not worried that there's any heavies in there right now. So I'm gonna see if I can try to put this in a spot where you can actually see me doing this time. This would have a lot of stuff in it. Alright, we're back on PaystreakTV. We just got through that. Oh, that wasn't even a half a bucket. That ground over here behind these rocks that I was digging is really, really hard. We had some crappy flow, but by golly, there's a speck. That's a little bit bigger than a speck. I would actually call that a flake. But I'll tell you, if the snail is holding stuff like that, it'll hold anything, because that's really small. I mean, it's a small flake. Extremely happy. The snail rocks. Well, holy cow. I am embarrassed to say that I suck at cleaning out the snail. I went to pick this thing up and went to set it back in. I looked down in there and I thought I saw a little bit of black sand in some of the corners. Apparently I didn't get it all. I was in too much of a hurry because it's cold, and by golly, I almost chucked up. I got a little flake there off to the left that is like normal, that I normally find. But look at that freaking monster. Holy cow! It was so heavy it wouldn't even come out of my snail. So I got 3 flakes out of a bucket. That was maybe full 6 inches, if that, of classified material in a really crappy spot to dig. Look at the size of that sucker. I might actually be able to focus on that one. Give me a second. Boy, it's close. You know what? It's getting late and I'm freezing my tush off. So we're going to go out on a high note and just scoop these up, put them with that other one, and we're going to head back to the gold room. We have proven that the snail rocks. It rocks it out. We have also proven that we need to be really careful when we clean this thing out because it catches a lot of gold. I think from now on I might just put this sucker in the bucket with a bunch of water and just shake it. Wow, I almost screwed up big time. I couldn't even call myself a prospector if I had lost something like that. Bar none, the biggest flake I've ever found in Ohio. The biggest. I don't even know what to say. You know what? I might come back up here tomorrow when it's a little bit nicer and the sun's out. Yeah, I bet my spike a little bit too. This rocky stuff just, you know, it works great because you can kind of jam it in between the rocks and it still holds good. But, you know, they're just big long nails. Who cares? Buy them at Lowe's for, what, $1/4 a piece? It doesn't matter. We did find out that the shallower your current area is, the better off you're going to be, I think. But even with a crappy current, everything still moves down. It's just a little slower. That's all. And we can handle slow. We like slow on PaystreakTV. If I would have slowed down when I was cleaning that thing out, I would have found that flake the first time. Shame on me. Never do that again. But yeah, excellent. I can't wait till I can really go to town in a spot here. I'm going to find all kinds of gold. I pack this up and we will meet you back in the gold room and we will look at that ginormous flake. Oh, heck, I'm going to call that an Ohio nugget. Back in a bit. Alright, welcome back to PaystreakTV. We are in the gold room. And I'll tell you what. I went to Mohican today for the sole purpose of just testing the snail. Those two right there, the two bigger ones, they were actually stuck in the snail. And I bet you I could have run more material through there and they still would have been there at the end of it. So we learned some things today. We learned that the snail will catch the itty-bitty specks. It will catch the medium-sized flakes. And it will catch the biggest flake I've ever found in Ohio. I love it. And there you have it. Snail works. Works freaking miracles. Unreal. Alright. Join us next time for another episode of PaystreakTV. I'm Chris. See ya. Success. Love it.